Good morning. Thank you to Alex and Alex for helping share the story about Matthew, the tax collector. Making friends is not sometimes an easy thing to do. And as you heard from the story, Matthew was just wanting to be liked, wanted to be part of the group. And the fact that he was Jewish and a lot of the people that he was working with were also Jewish did not make a difference. It was what he was doing, the job that he was doing for the Romans, the people who were in power at the time. Jesse had a similar problem with one of his teammates. A boy called Cain recently joined the team. And Cain was really just trying to get to know everyone and to make friends. Cain had an interesting situation in that after he moved to Masterton and joined the same football team as Jesse, Cain's dad works in Wellington and is often traveling around the country. And when they were living somewhere else before they moved to Masterton, Cain had an au pair that came from overseas, and his last au pair had come from Germany. But this year, because of all the restrictions, the travel restrictions, Cain was not able to get a new au pair coming from overseas. So Cain's parents managed to find someone locally. And the person they found to work with Cain and help to take him to football matches and look after him after school was a girl called Mary. And it just so happens that Mary is Jesse's cousin. Cain didn't know this, but that's not the point. The point is Cain wasn't really polite or kind because he didn't like Mary as much as he liked Ingrid, his last German au pair. Jesse and Cain, as you heard, were playing for the same football team, and Jesse was trying really hard to help Cain settle in and to find friends. Jesse himself had recently moved to Masterton and knows what it feels like when you don't have friends and you're trying to fit in. Cain was surprised, and he did ask Jesse why he was helping him, and Jesse was able to just explain that, I'm just wanting to make sure you settle in and have a good time as well. As they were talking, obviously, it came out that Jesse and Mary were cousins, and Cain was a little embarrassed that he had been unkind to Mary when Mary was actually cousins with Jesse, who was trying to help Cain settle in. The lesson that Cain managed to learn from all of this is, well, don't be unkind to people's cousins. But more importantly, it's not so much because you know people are connected. Being kind itself is a good thing. You should always be kind to people and look after them because it's the right thing. But again, you never know how people are connected, whether they're related or they're friends. If you're unkind to one person who ends up to be friends with someone else, that might make things a little bit awkward for you. Just as in our story, Matthew was Jewish. The people that he worked with were also Jewish. They were the same people. But it was the job that he was doing that made it very difficult for him to have any friends. Jesus was able to say to Matthew, "Come with me and we will work together." Matthew was surprised. He was thinking, "Jesus, are you talking to me? Do you not realize that everyone hates me? Everyone doesn't want to spend time with me?" But Jesus said to him, "Matthew, everyone deserves a second chance." And that's our message today. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made, doesn't matter what you have done. We all deserve a second chance. And yes, we can change. We can look at ourselves and see some of the mistakes that we've made and make a difference. How are you going to change some of the things that you're not particularly happy with? What are you going to do to make sure you make better choices? Have a wonderful day.